Hey there, Irene. I just wanted to thank you again for today.
No, thank you for suggesting such a wonderful place to meet. I really enjoyed our lunch. I think we should use that restaurant again when there's something to celebrate.
I'm glad that you liked it so much. I was hoping that you would. It's just such a cute place and the food is really good. And thank you again so much for getting the bill. Please tell your husband Jim that I said thank you and that I hope he had fun.
Well, of course we were going to pay. I mean, it was our son's birthday today after all. And it's not that often that we can all get together. Especially at a place like that restaurant. It really only is a place for special occasions, you know.
Yes, I agree. We don't go there often, but when we do, it's always a special treat. Not to mention that view. I could just stare out the window for hours overlooking the city.
You know, I've actually heard that a lot of celebrities who comes to town end up dining there.
Oh, really? I don't think that I knew that, but I guess I really expect nothing less for a place like that.
I know, right? You really do have to be someone special to get into this place. In fact, I have to say that I was a little surprised they didn't say anything about what you were wearing. I mean, it was kind of embarrassing having to be seen with you all night like that.
Oh, sorry. I didn't realize that you had a problem with what I was wearing. It was just a dress that I really liked, but I didn't think that there was anything wrong with it.
I just think that you could have chosen something a little more appropriate for the occasion, don't you? Maybe next time we go out for something like that, you can choose a color that stands out less. Just something nice, but still low-key.
I really was trying to think about what would be okay to wear at the restaurant when I was picking out my clothes, though.
Well, it's clear that you didn't think hard enough on the matter.
Yes, I suppose you're right about that.
Of course I'm right. I'm the one pointing out your little faux pas right now. The whole dress just looked really cheap and gaudy. Surely you have something better to wear than that, right?
I really don't know what to say. I'm so sorry that it's upset you this much, but that was a rather expensive dress.
And just how expensive are we talking here? I bet it couldn't have been more than a couple $100s, right? I don't know what it is about this generation, but everyone seems to be jumping on the fast fashion trend. It really is just pitiful. I remember when I was young, people used to actually get dressed up to go out, and everyone just looked fabulous. But I guess that views change with the times. Maybe it's just the economy.
I don't really think that it's the economy in like a short time kind of way. But it is true that there is just a lot more fashion out there that's both cheap and looks good.
That's exactly the problem. Everyone thinks that if clothes just look good enough, that they can justify spending money. But no one these days has any idea what good taste even is. It really is just sad.
Okay, well, I really don't think that the dress that I chose to go out in today was all that bad.
And just who do you figure that, huh? What makes you think that what you wore was okay?
I guess it just looked good in my eyes.
I see what's going on here. It all makes sense now. You don't have any fashion sense because your family were all poor, isn't that right? That's why you have no idea about what looks good and what doesn't.
Are you being serious? I really don't even know what to say to that.
Well, how about you just be more careful next time, okay? But I guess there's not even a point to saying that to you, since you wouldn't know fashion if it hit you in the face. Basically, if you're not spending tons of money on it, then it's not fashion, got it? But judging from your wardrobe, I would guess that all your clothes are hand-me-downs, no?
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to stop you right there. My family isn't poor, and I'm not sure where you got the idea that they are.
But of course they are. What are you talking about? I mean, your dad works in a factory, doesn't he? I can't imagine that people with that kind of job gets paid much.
He was able to send me to college on his salary, thank you very much. So I'm just saying that I really don't think that we're as poor as you might think.
But I'm sure that you still had to take out student loans to go, didn't you? And that means that your dad wasn't actually rich enough to send you to school. And that means that, just like I said, your family is poor.
I'm not trying to say that my family had or has as much as yours, but your husband does own his company after all.
I don't understand why you can't just admit that your family is poor and have it all be settled. Your parents were poor and clearly it rubbed off on you. It's simple.
Is that really how you think the world works?
Don't you worry about a thing, Carmen. I am going to be sure to train you in what you'll need for next time we all go out. I'll make sure that you're wearing something appropriate so that not everyone in the restaurant will be able to tell how poor you really are. After all, not a daughter-in-law of mine should be going around getting mistaken for some poor person. Hello there, Carmen. I know that the end of the year is coming up, and I was wondering if you and Kent had any plans.
Actually, I think that we were just going to try and do something rather low-key this year. So we were thinking that we would either go to your house or my parents' house and spend a few nights there.
I see. Well, you go to your parents and then make sure and visit us soon after. We have some very expensive beef here with your name on it. I was thinking that we could all cook it up and eat it together. So plan to spend a night at our place as well. We should be spending this time as a family after all.
Oh, okay. Well, then it sounds like we won't be staying with my parents, but we can just pay them a visit. And you really didn't have to go out of your way to do that for us, you know.
Oh, don't worry about it at all. My husband just thought that you two might like to be treated to some fancy cooking. And of course, it's not often that someone like you has probably gotten to try food like this. So we just thought it was a good opportunity.
Well, I am very happy that you're willing to treat us to such a nice meal, so if it's really okay with you, then I guess we can go to your house.
Yes, please do that. And also make sure that you wear something nice for the evening, okay?
Do you mind being a little more specific about what you mean by that? I just know that you have a very specific idea about this.
Well, actually, on the start of New Year, my family has a tradition of dressing up and walking around the neighborhood. So just make sure that you put on something nice for when we go and do that. Otherwise, you'll stick out like a sore thumb on our walk.
Oh, I see. I didn't realize that was a thing that some people did. But if that's the case, then I'll make sure and wear something nice for the occasion.
And by that, I mean that I don't want to see you in an ugly fast fashion, do you understand? That would be just humiliating.
Well, that's why I was asking if you could be a little more specific about what it was that you wanted me to be wearing.
Just pretend like you're going to a wedding. Your outfit should basically be on that level. And try to avoid any of those flashing colors that you seem to love, okay?
Okay, then. I think that I can handle that.
Carmen, where are you? We're just about to start grilling some of the meat and then we'll be eating soon.
I'm at a laundromat right now, if you really must know.
I really don't understand what's gotten into you. You came all this way to celebrate the New Year with your husband's family, and instead you ran away to go do your laundry?
What are you talking about? You were the one who stained my dress the moment we showed up.
Oh, I know. I really am so sorry that I did that. I am sure that you are so proud of that outfit that you put together.
You spilled your coffee all over the dress, and I have no idea how I'm going to get the stains out.
I hope you know that my hand just slipped. But anyways, it's obvious what a cheap dress that one was as well. So if you can't get the stain out, then you can always just throw it away.
What makes you think this dress was cheap? It wasn't cheap at all.
What in the world are you talking about? It's obvious how cheap that dress was. I only had to look at it to see how low quality it really was.
You really have no idea what you're talking about, do you? This dress costs $40,000.
Excuse me? Are you being serious? How in the world does a dress cost that much? And how could someone like you afford a dress like that? You really should know better than to lie to your own mother-in-law.
I'm not lying to you, Irene. I just gave you the real price for this dress. In fact, I'll have you know that this dress is an important heirloom from your mother-in-law.
Wait, what? Are you telling me that dress belonged to my husband's mother?
You mean that you don't recognize it at all? I thought that you would have. She told me she'd worn it to family weddings in the past.
Did Agatha really give you that dress? But this isn't making any sense. Why in the world do you have her dress?
Well, before we came down here, Kent said that we should stop by his grandmother's place. We were all talking, and he mentioned about going out for the family walk, and that's when Agatha offered me the dress. She was actually really eager for me to have it and to wear it on this walk. So I hope you can imagine my shock when you just threw your cup of coffee all over it the moment I showed up.
But I mean, this isn't fair. I had no idea at all that that dress belonged to Agatha.
Well, now you do. Aren't you glad you asked about it before you splashed me with coffee? Oh, wait.
Oh no. This is really, really bad. What am I going to do?
Well, I don't really know how much there is to even do. After all, it was really obvious that you threw the coffee on me on purpose.
I didn't do it on purpose. It really was an accident. My hand just slipped. That's all, I swear.
Whether it was an accident or on purpose, I really don't think that it changes the fact that it's your fault. So I really do think that you should think about what you want to do, because Kent is here with me and he is freaking out. We're here trying to see if they can even get these stains out.
Yes, we have to get the coffee out of the dress right away. I'm sure that a dry cleaning place would be able to do that for you.
Well, we've actually been driving around looking for one that's open, but they've all been closed so far.
Oh no, this is really bad. Hold on, let me try and make some phone calls. I might be able to make something work out.
I don't really think that anything is going to work. Besides, it's New Year's Day, and I don't think anything is open, really.
You can't just give up. We've got to do something. This is a $40,000 dress that we're talking about. We have to do something to get those stains out.
Oh, I agree. The stains do need to come out, but I don't think it's going to happen. So I guess that the only thing we can do now is to take the dress back to Agatha and tell her about what happened.
No, you can't do that, please. Just whatever you do, don't do that. Just hold on a little bit longer, okay?
I don't see why we should do that when the fact is that you made this mess. Why should we wait and hide what you've done from your own mother-in-law? What would be the point?
Just wait, okay? How about you two just come back here to my house and you let me try and take a crack at it, okay?
What do you think you're going to be able to do that we haven't already tried? Besides, you were the one that made the mess in the first place, so I don't really think you should be let anywhere near the dress. I just wouldn't want to take a risk with you at all.
But you can't take it to Agatha, please. Whatever you do, don't do that. Just come back here and we'll work something out.
I'm afraid that I can't do that. I have too much respect for Agatha to lie to her like that. So we got to Agatha's house and we explained to her what happened to the dress and how the stains were your fault. She had nothing to say to us and didn't blame us at all for what happened.
I see. Well, then I think that maybe I should go and talk to Agatha myself then.
I don't think that going there and talking to her is going to make a difference for you.
What makes you say that? I have to go and see her so that I can apologize. In fact, I think I'm going to go now.
Well, you should know that Agatha said she didn't even want to see you. I think if you went to her place, it would just make her more upset. And since it's still New Year's and all that, maybe you should just let her enjoy the holiday.
Well, what about you and Ken? Are you both still at Agatha's house?
Yes, we're both still here. Actually, Agatha asked that we both stay over for dinner. So I'm sorry, but we won't be able to make it back to your house in time for the special meal.
This can't be happening. This isn't right. This isn't how my New Year's Day was supposed to go.
You know, I think that if you came ready to really apologize and not just make excuses for yourself, that it might be okay. Of course, Agatha would have to let you into her house for that to happen first. Although I suppose that I can't blame her for wanting to keep you away. Why should she have to deal with you and what you've done on a nice day like this?
Carmen, you have no idea how sorry I am about the dress. Yes, I did it on purpose, but it was just a little joke. I didn't mean to take things too far.
Aha, so you admit that you did it on purpose then?
Of course, but I didn't think the coffee would make such a stain. And I didn't think that I was spilling it on such an expensive dress.
So then you've thought about what you've done and realized that it was wrong to do?
Yes, of course I do. I realized that I should have never been acting this way and that I was being ridiculous. So can you please tell Agatha just how sorry I am for all of this? I need Agatha to know that I realized what I did was wrong, and I need her to forgive me.
Well, it sounds to me like that should be between you and her. I don't feel like helping you, and quite frankly, I'm getting a little sick of dealing with you.
But you're the only person that I can go to for help with this now. Please, I tried messaging my son and he just left me on read.
Well, that would probably be because Agatha isn't the only one upset about this. Your husband and son are upset as well. You have no idea how much time we spent driving around looking for a dry cleaners that would be open today. You've done nothing but cause trouble for everyone. Why do you think that you should be forgiven?
I can't have Agatha being mad at me. She's the most powerful and influential person in the whole family. If she's against me, then I'm basically done for in this family. Please, you have to help me.
You keep saying that, but you haven't given me a single reason why I should help you.
How can you say that? You're my daughter-in-law, of course. You should help me.
That's not good enough. You were constantly putting me down for what I was wearing. You even made fun of my father and called my family poor. Why should I do anything for you?
You're right. I never should have said those things, even as a joke. It wasn't right of me at all.
Even if I believed that they were jokes, I didn't find them funny at all.
I thought that you'd be able to see through it all. I thought that you had a different sense of humor is all.
You know, somehow I still just don't believe you. I think that you were always the only one having fun when you were making fun of me. But anyways, I'm not going to waste any more time today talking to you. I have a lovely dinner with my husband and his grandmother to enjoy.
Wait, no, you can't just leave me like this. Please, I'm begging you. You need to help me.
Hello, Irene. I just realized that I didn't get to say Happy New Year's to you.
Oh, Carmen, thank goodness. Thank you so much for the message. I was wondering when I was going to hear from you.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not here to talk or anything like that. I just know that if I didn't do this, I'd never hear the end of it from you. By the way, how did things go with Agatha?
Well, I went to her house and I apologized to her not that long ago, actually.
So then everything is okay between you and her now?
Well, look, I think that I just need to start by saying how sorry I am to you. I should have never done what I did with the coffee. I've been nothing but rude to you and you really didn't deserve that.
I suppose that Agatha told you that you should try and give me a real apology then?
Well, yes, she did. But it wasn't just her. Even my husband told me that I needed to apologize to you. He told me that he'd leave me if I didn't.
I see. So then did you go and talk to Agatha together with your husband?
They were both just so upset with me. They asked me what I was thinking and how I could shame the family like this.
Yeah, it sounds to me like they really wanted nothing to do with your vendetta against me.
Well, I think you should also know that I've agreed to pay for all the cleaning fees on the dress. But even so, it wasn't enough and I've been thrown out of the house.
So then you've been kicked out of your house even though it's snowing right now?
That's right. I've been standing out here on my own for about 2 hours now.
Wow. Well, it sounds to me like you're in quite a bit of trouble then, aren't you?
This isn't funny. I really don't know what I'm going to do now.
You know, I actually heard that you and your husband were accepting money from Agatha. I even heard that you borrowed something like $1 million from her.
Well, yes. I suppose the total might be that high after the decades that she's been helping us.
Well, I guess that explains why your husband would be so upset with you. And no wonder why he kicked you out of the house after you disrespected his mother like that.
But I don't know what I'm going to do from now on. I have no idea where I'll be able to go. Can I stay at your house for a bit?
Why would you want to do that? What would be the point?
Well, you're just the only person that I can go to now. I don't have anyone else. Please, can't I just stay with you for a little bit?
Hold on a second. Let me ask your son.
Please. It's so cold out here. I just need to sit inside for a little bit.
So Kent said that your husband should let you back in as long as you beg him for forgiveness, and he also says he doesn't want you here.
So that's it then? You're just going to leave me out here? You're not going to help me at all? I'm desperate here.
Well, you've isolated yourself. I would just do what Kent says and beg your husband not to leave you for this. But otherwise, nobody is interested in helping you out, so why don't you just leave us all alone? After that, Agatha decided never to talk to Irene, which means that she essentially became persona non grata at family reunions. Irene did her best to negotiate with Agatha, but she wasn't having it. When Irene did go to talk to Agatha, Agatha made rude comments about her clothes and put her down the same way that Irene had done to me earlier. She was so shocked that she went back home completely humiliated. After that, her husband ended up divorcing her, although nobody in the family could blame him. But with Irene out of the picture, I've been able to attend many more family gatherings without feeling pressure to dress up a certain way, and I couldn't be happier. Obviously, this isn't how I wanted things to end with my mother-in-law. I tried really, really hard to make things work, but Irene just wouldn't change her ways. After all of this happened, however, I was pleased to learn about how many other people in the family were getting tired of putting up with her. It may seem like a very strange thing to bond with people over, but losing Irene has brought us all closer together as a family. Well, it brought all but Irene closer, I should say. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.